Well, happy Sunday evening, and welcome to Quick Find History Live, where we do our best to have a little fun with history. You can catch us live normally each Wednesday and Sunday evening at 7:30 p.m. Eastern and 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. We have a challenging show for you tonight with 3 fresh new categories all rolled up into one remarkable game show. Watch our robots paint, listen to my clues, and y'all make your guesses as we first are going to count down the top 20 rock pop bands of the 1980s. That should be fun. Then we'll test your knowledge on mythology with the 20 figures from Greek mythology. So we'll focus on the Greeks tonight. And finally, we will explore the top 20 greatest structures of the Roman Empire, across the entire empire. And if y'all do stick around, we do have a bonus round available if there are some hardcore enthusiasts among you. Anyway, now do please check in the chat. Say hello. Feel free to comment. Let's see if anybody's in the house. I see Brenda's here. Hey, what's going on? Hey, Arena. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hopefully we'll get a few more in the house tonight, and we'll get this thing rolling right away. How's the new year treating you? Everything good? That's good. All right. Hey, Stuart's in the house. Hey, Stuart, what's up? Glad to see you. Glad to see you. We're going to cross our fingers on our Starlink tonight, but there's really nothing I can do. Hey, Manel. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, let's fire it up. Let's get it going. The first round's going to be the 80s rock bands. So let's do it. Here we go. Now, you know the rules. Robots do the painting. You guys do the guessing. And I'll give a few clues along the way. Now, since it's 80s rock bands, you guys are going to do pretty good at this category. Here we go. This band was part of the new romantic movement in the UK during the early 1980s. I didn't know it was a romantic movement. They were known for combining cutting-edge music, videos with striking fashion. Their name was inspired by a character from the sci-fi movie Barbarella. That's a nice fact. Hey, yeah, you guys know. Good job, good job, good job. It's windy over there, huh? That's interesting. Yes, you guys all know. This is Duran Duran. You're going to do pretty well at this category, I think. Duran was one of the first bands to heavily integrate music videos into the marketing, paving the way for the MTV era. What year was it that Duran first hit the charts? Anybody know? Rhombus, Stewart, good to see you guys. Brenda's in the house, Meadow's in the house, Arena's in the house, of course. Anybody remember the year of Duran Duran? Well, it was 1978. 1978. Let's go on to number 19. These guys look young in this picture coming up. This band emerged from the Essex music scene in England. These guys are all Brits. In the early 1980s. Known for their dark, brooding synth pop and layered electronic soundscapes. Their album, Violator, cemented their place in alternative music history. Hits like Enjoy the Silence and Personal Jesus remain iconic. Yeah, Stuart knows. Don't they look young? What's going on? Their influence extends to artists from Marilyn Manson to The Weeknd. I didn't know that. I guess so. That is correct. Depeche Mode. Depeche Mode, of course. 1980. Depeche Mode sold out the Rose Bowl in 1988. A feat unheard of for a synth band at the time. The Rose Bowl. That's a big place. 100,000. That's right where some of those fires were down in Southern California a couple weeks ago. Altadena, Pasadena. Yeah. Anyway, next up, number 18. This British duo took inspiration from psychological themes in their lyrics. Their music features a mix of pop, rock, and introspection. Their music features hits include Shout and Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Yes, correct, Stuart. You've got it. Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Their albums, songs from The Big Chair, topped the charts worldwide. The Big Chair. Who knew? They were named after a phrase in primal therapy. Have you guys done primal therapy? Tears as a release. That's where the name came from. It's from therapy. That's right. Tears for Fears. Tears for Fears, 1981. 1981. The band contributed significantly to the second British invasion. There you go. Part of the second British invasion. Yeah, you guys are going to do very well this count. But that's why we did it. Build up your confidence for the next one. Here we go, number 17. This New Jersey-based band became synonymous with the 1980s arena rock. Their third album, Slippery When Wet, turned them into global superstars. They created some of the most famous rock ballads of all time. Yeah, Stuart's on fire. Stuart's on fire. Living on a Prayer is their best known anthem. Yes, it is. Living on a Prayer. Don't challenge me to start singing these. Ain't gonna happen. They were one of the first bands to release a song online in 1994. First bands to go online. How about that? And yes, you guys know it is Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi's song, It's My Life. It's My Life. Got it, right? I got it. Saw a resurgence in popularity after being adopted as an anthem for resilience. There they are, Bon Jovi. All right, we're down to number 16. Let's do it. This trio, can't tell it's a trio yet. This trio blended reggae and punk. Their lead singer later went on to have a successful solo career. Yes, he did. Roxanne. Roxanne and Every Breath You Take are some of the most famous songs. Now, Roxanne, I mean, that goes back, I'm thinking that goes back into the 70s rather than the 80s. What do you guys think? They were known for their tension-filled yet productive relationship as a band. Correct. Everybody knows. Sting, their frontman, has won 17 Grammys across his career. Wow. I like that line, though. Their tension-filled yet productive relationship. The Police, of course. Yes, everybody knows. 1977. Wow, I knew it was back there. Every Breath You Take was the most played song on the radio in 1983. Every Breath You Take. Yes. There they are. All right, next up. This Irish rock band gained prominence for their socially and politically conscious lyrics. Their album, The Joshua Tree, propelled them to global fame in 1987. They are known for hits like With or Without You and Where the Streets Have No Name. I'm not familiar with that one. Their lead singer, Bono, excuse me, has been an outspoken, I like Bono better, has been an outspoken humanitarian and activist. Have you guys seen when they did the first show inside the Vegas Sphere? Did you see all that? The backgrounds and stuff? It was really cool. Very cool. I wasn't there, but it sounds cool. They've performed in some of the largest stadiums in the world. And like I said, they opened the Sphere in Las Vegas. There they are, U2. 1976, they started up. U2 has won 22 Grammys, more than any other group in history. Record setting. There you go. Sting was never in the police force. You're right. He was not. Next up, you'll know these guys. This British band became known for their colorful and eclectic style. Their frontman, Blake, was instantly recognizable for its flamboyant appearance. Hits like Karma Camellia and Do You Really Want to Hurt Me? Because sometimes they were pioneers in breaking gender norms in pop culture during the 1980s. Way back, their music blended reggae, soul, and pop. That's right, you guys know it is the Culture Club, and that is Mr. Boy George. I don't know the answer, Jason. I don't know the answer to that question. Maybe somebody else does. Perhaps. Anyway, yes, the Culture Club was the first group since the Beatles to achieve 3 top 10 hits in America from a debut album. Did you know that? 3 hits off that album, first album. That's pretty big. All right, I bet you guys know these guys. This Australian rock band created a unique sound blending new wave, rock, and funk. That's a good start. Michael Hutchence, their charismatic lead singer, was known for his electrifying stage presence. Hits include Need You Tonight, Devil Inside, I remember that one, and New Sensation, I remember that one too. They achieved global superstardom with their 1987 album called Kick. Yeah. You gotta get that spelling right on that one. Otherwise, not the correct answer, but you guys got it. That's right. The band continued with different lead singers after Hutchins' tragic death in 1997. So they did try to carry on. In excess, they started in 1977. Kick has sold over 20 million copies worldwide, making it one of the best-selling albums of the 1980s. In excess. Or in excess. All right. They were Australian, right? No? Okay, you know these guys, though. We're back to the Brits. This duo consisted of George Michael and Andrew Ridgeley. They brought an upbeat, carefree energy to the 1980s pop. Woke me up before you go. Woke me up before you... I can't do that one. I'll let you guys do that one. Their song Last Christmas has become a holiday classic. Last Christmas. No, I'm terrible at that one too. George Michael went on to become one of the most successful solo artists of all time. That's right, you guys know this is Wham! Wham! 1981. Wow. Wham was the first Western pop act to perform in China. And we do say it China nowadays. China. Got to pronounce that a little bit extra on the I. It's more like a Y. China. Wham's 1985 show in Beijing, China, was a landmark event that introduced Western pop music to China. Wham. There you go. All right, that was fun. Moving on to number 11. This British band, lots of British bands, helped define the glam metal sound of the 1980s. Their albums, Pyromania and Hysteria, were massive commercial successes. And you gotta like those names. And you'll know their hit, Pour Some Sugar on Me. Still a classic. And Love Bites. Love Bites, yes. The drummer, Rick Allen, continued with the band after losing an arm in a car accident. It's harder to drum with one arm, but I guess he does it. They were part of the new wave of British heavy metal. And do you guys know? Yeah, I'm sure you guys know. I'm sure we're just having a little delay. Pour Some Sugar on Me. Correct, Rhombus. Correct. I'm sure we're having a little Starlink issue, but we have to just fight through it. There's no other way. Def Leppard is correct. Def Leppard. Hysteria took 3 years to record and became one of the best-selling rock albums of all time. There you go. Next up, number 10. Known for their gothic imagery. They blended post-punk with pop sensibilities. Their frontman, Robert Smith, is instantly recognizable for his teased hair and makeup. Yeah, good job, Rhombus. Hits include Just Like Heaven, Love Song, and Friday, I'm in Love. They are often credited as pioneers of the alternate rock genre. Their emotional and dreamy sound resonated with a global fan base. Correct. You guys all know this is The Cure. The Cure. Anybody remember the year that The Cure came on the scene? Disintegration, released in 1989, is considered one of the greatest albums of all time. There you go. This is not Kid Rock. It doesn't really even look like Kid Rock. But we always like the Kid Rock answer in the Trump era. This is The Cure, of course, The Cure. Disintegration, released in 1989, is considered one of the greatest albums of all time. There you go. More British folk. This British duo consisted of blank and blank. They became famous for their innovative synth pop sound. Sweet, yes, you are correct, Stuart. You are correct. Sweet Dreams Are Made of This was a groundbreaking hit. Annie Lennox's androgynous look became an iconic part of the 1980s aesthetic. And Stuart knows the name of the band. Correct. Their music videos were often surreal and visually striking. Correct. This is the Eurythmics. The Eurythmics, 1980. Annie Lennox won 8 British awards, more than any other female artist. Annie Lennox, and who remembers the guy's name? What's her partner's name? Annie Lennox, we know, and it was with Annie Lennox was Mr. You guys know. I do know. I'll let the answers come in. There you go, Stuart. Not that Stuart, the other kind of Stuart. Hey, Stuart. A different Stuart. Next up, known for virtuoso guitar solos, like the one in a song called Eruption. They released chart-topping hits such as Jump and Panama. The band went through 2 distinctive eras, with vocalist David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar. That's David Lee off to the left side there, or the right side, whichever side you're on. I believe it's your right side, perhaps. That's him off the screen there. Their high energy performances made them a staple of 1980s rock. I'm sure you guys know who this is. That is correct. Van Halen. Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen built his signature guitar, famously known as the Frankenstrat. Frankenstrat, I guess. It would be more proper. Oh, you remember the year of Van Halen? Anybody remember the year of Van Halen? No? Maybe so. Number 7. Though their peak began in the 1970s, they continued to dominate in the 1980s. Tango in the Night, released in 1987, spawned hits like Little Lies and Everywhere. Those are kind of the offbeat ones. The music combined rock, pop, and emotional storytelling. No, it's not the Doors. Doors didn't have girls. Those are girls. The band's tumultuous personal relationships often inspired their lyrics. Yes. John's on the board. Yes, Stuart has it too. Of course. Stevie Nicks became a cultural icon in her own right. Fleetwood Mac. But who remembers the genesis of Fleetwood Mac? This is back in the Bob Welch, Mick Fleetwood era. But when did the Fleetwood Mac band first form? What year? Anybody know? Fleetwood Mac's Rumors album still sells thousands of copies annually, even decades later. Hey, Anna, what's up? Good to see you. Got all the old club in the house. Gang's all here. All right, let's see if you guys know who this is because they look a little different here. Originally a progressive rock band, they look younger. They embraced a more pop-oriented sound in the late 80s. Phil Collins stepped up as the lead vocalist after Peter Gabriel left the band. Hits include Invisible Touch and Land of Confusion. Yeah, Stuart, good job. Correct. Awful lot of British bands. There's not many American bands. Collins later became one of the best-selling solo artists of all time. Oh, Genesis is correct. You are correct. This is the same year. They were formed in the same year that Fleetwood Mac was. Anybody remember what year that was? The Invisible Touch album was their first and only #1 album in the US. Yeah, they weren't huge in the US. Hey, Jan is in the house from Utah. 1967 was the year both Fleetwood Mac and Genesis were formed. All right, you'll know this band. This American rock band rose to fame thanks to their power ballads and story vocals. Their most famous hit, "Don't Stop Believin'," became an anthem. Frontman Steve Perry is often referred to as the Voice for his incredible vocal range. They dominated the charts in the 1980s. They separated ways, world apart is another signature song, notable for its dramatic video. Yes, correct. Oh, Boston. That was a good. I like that guess. Boston kind of looked the same as Journey, right? They did. Yeah, this is Journey. All those bands kind of look alike. This is Journey. Who remembers the biggest song from Journey? "Don't Stop Believin'." If you got an 80s band, they always play "Don't Stop Believin'." Journey. That's correct. They became one of the most downloaded. "Don't Stop Believin'" became one of the most downloaded tracks of the 20th century. There you go. Next up, #4. This band is actually from Athens, Georgia. They're often credited with popularizing alternative rock. Their breakthrough single, "The One I Love," showcased their poetic and enigmatic lyrics. The song "It's the End of the World as We Know It" became a cultural touchstone. A touchstone. Yeah, Stuart, good job. Nice. Michael Stipe's unique voice and cryptic lyrics defined their style. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2007. Wow. There they are. Athens, Georgia. That's close to here. Nearby. Hours drive. That's right. REM. REM was one of the first mainstream bands to use their platform to advocate for environmental and social causes. I think they're still kind of rebel rousers on the political. I don't think they're very happy right now. All right, we're down to the top three acts of the 80s. Who are these guys? Their debut album, Appetite for Destruction, is the best-selling debut album of all time. Sweet Child of Mine became the first #1 hit and a rock classic. Yes, indeed. Sweet Child of Mine. You guys haven't lived till you see me dance to Sweet Child of Mine. I can do an Axl Rose. Can't sing, but I can do the dance. One can dream. One can dream. Frontman Axl Rose and guitarist Slash are iconic figures in rock history. Welcome to the Jungle became the definitive anthem of the late 1980s rock scene. There they are, the Guns and the Roses. Yes, indeed. And I've got that Axl Rose little slide thing, my little slide move. I got that. Okay. Oh, there you go. I had to admit that. Guns N' Roses' 1991 album, Use Your Illusion, debuted at #1 and #2 on the Billboard charts simultaneously. There you go. We're down to the top 2. I think you'll know these guys, although the picture, they're a lot younger. Though they started earlier, Queen had a huge impact on the 1980s with songs like Radio Gaga and I Want to Break Free. Their 1985 Live Aid performance is considered one of the greatest rock concerts in history. Yeah, maybe so. Brad's in the house. The gang is indeed all here now. Another One Bites the Dust showcased their ability to mix genres and rock and funk and disco, all those things. The music video for I Want to Break Free caused controversy, but became a cult favorite. Freddie Mercury's unparalleled charisma and vocal range made him one of the greatest frontmen of all time. But yeah, they're definitely younger in that picture. And I forget the guy's name on the top, but his hair is a little different. Queen's Greatest Hits album is one of the best-selling albums in UK history. There you go. Was I on Periscope back in the day? How'd you know that, Stephen? I did used to do this on Periscope. There's some stories there. How about that? Oh, it's going to happen occasionally that I get the answer away story. It's going to happen. Part of the game. Now, I think you know this last one. Known as the King of Pop, his album Thriller remains one of the best-selling albums of all time. Iconic hits include Billie Jean, Beat It, and Thriller. His groundbreaking music videos helped define the MTV era. The Moonwalk, performed during the Motown 25 special, cemented his status as a cultural icon. Yes, so started as the Jackson 5, right? In the 70s, and then I think in the 80s came in, it was just a solo career, right? Michael Jackson won a record-breaking 8 Grammys in one night for the Thriller album in 1984. Not just 8 Grammys overall, 8 in one night. There you go. Still can't help me dance? No. I was telling him that I have were you here for the Guns N' Roses and the Sweet Child of Mine? Brad, I think you've got that dance down too. I think you could do that one too. The Axl Rose. Well, that was pretty fun. We're going to have to do more music in the future. We'll have to do the 60s, the 70s, revisit the 80s, and do the 90s. Can't wait for the 90s. Yeah, Sweet Child of Mine. You bet. Well, that was pretty fun, and you guys did awfully well at that. You did. All right, so you guys ready for a little bit harder? We're going to have the top 20 figures from Greek mythology. So if you let me load up this file, we'll get it going. All right, you guys by now know the rules. Robots paint Yes, I'll give some clues along the way. And again, we're going to do the top 20 figures from Greek mythology. So let's see how you do. I want to pay attention to clues. This figure is often depicted as a youthful and winged archer. He wields golden and lead arrows, which inspire love and repel it, respectively. Good guess. I mean, Perseus, great guess. Wrong. In Roman mythology, he's known for a more familiar name associated with Valentine's Day. His nickname is the Valentine's Day guy. Yes, correct. What is his Greek god name? His mother is Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty. He is the god of love, attraction, and desire. Cupid is correct, but what's his other name? What's his more Greek name? Anybody remember? No, nobody remembers. Eros. Eros plays a key role in the story of Psyche, a mortal woman who became his wife. There you go. All right. They only get harder from here. This goddess is rarely depicted in myths, but is central to Greek households. She is one of the 12 Olympian deities, though she often relinquishes her seat. Her sacred flame was kept alive in the Greek city-states. She represents the hearth, home, and domestic life. So there's the key clue, right? Who's the goddess of the hearth, home, and domestic life? No, nobody's got it yet. Known as the gentlest Olympian, she symbolizes harmony and stability. No, that's a good guess too. This is the obscure goddess. She represents the hearth, the home, and domestic life. I don't know if her name was Diane or not. Might have been. It's not on my thing, but might have been her name. I don't know. Hestia, or also known as Vesta or Hestia. Hestia's importance was such that every public and private hearth was considered her altar. So if you had a hearth, that was her altar. All right, I bet you know this guy though. Here we go. This mischievous deity is associated with nature, flocks, and shepherds. He is often depicted with legs and horns of a goat. Yeah, I had never heard of her either. But she sounds important though, right? I mean, we should have known her. Learn something every day on Quick Fight History Live. Yes, John, you got this one. Very good. Correct. He plays a flute, famously called the pan flute. That's where they got the name. He has a reputation for inciting sudden fear, giving rise to the word panic. I didn't know that. As the god of the wild, he represents untamed nature and fertility. Okay. Taipan. Correct. You are correct. This is Pan. Pan was said to have died during the reign of Emperor Tiberius, leading to myths about the death of the old gods. There you go, Pan. That's him. Number 17. Good luck. This god was thrown from Mount Olympus as a baby, leaving him physically disabled, I guess. He is the divine blacksmith, forging weapons and tools for the gods. He's the blacksmith god. He created Zeus's thunderbolts and Achilles' armor. He actually was married to Aphrodite, though the relationship was very tumultuous. I love all these Greek stories. There's something. He is the god of fire, craftsmanship, and blacksmithing. Okay, no guesses. Who would have thought? Can't believe you guys don't know. Actually, his common name is pretty well known. And I don't know if these common names have something to do with Roman gods, perhaps. I'm not sure. Who knows? Anybody guess? No guesses. The common name is Vulcan. Vulcan, that makes sense, right? Blacksmithing, Vulcan. And his Greek name is Hephaestus. Vulcan. Hephaestus is credited with crafting Pandora, the first human woman. Crafted a woman. Not bad. Next up. Now, you know this name. Let's see if you recognize her. She is often depicted as a winged figure flying through the air. That's a good clue. Her name is synonymous with triumph in modern times. She is closely associated with Athena, often depicted by her side. She representing both victory in war and athletic competitions. There's a key clue. She's the goddess of victory. Goddess of victory. And it's one of the biggest brands in athletic wear. I gave you the clue. What's her name? What's one of the biggest brands in athletic wear? Take a guess. Means victory. Nobody knows. These are hard, huh? There you go, Stuart. Good job. Good job. Yes, victory or Nike. Nike. The famous Nike of Samothrace. It's a statue with one of the most celebrated sculptures of ancient Greece. Who knew? Who knew? Next up. Make it easier. He is one of the three great Olympian brothers. Well, let's hope so, huh? Who divided the world. One of the three brothers. His domain is often misunderstood as the place of torment, but it is also a realm of the order. He is the husband of Persephone. Good old Persephone, whom he abducted. Correct, John. Very good. Very good. Husband of Persephone. He is often depicted with Cerberus, his three-headed dog. He is the god of the underworld. What's his other name? Hades is one of his names. What's the other name? Anybody know? Unlike other Olympians, Hades rarely left his realm, earning him the nickname the Unseen One, also known as, aka Pluto, of course, aka Pluto. Next up, number 14. I think they get easier, we'll see. This goddess plays a central role in explaining the seasons in Greek mythology. She is associated with grain harvests and fertility. Her daughter's abduction caused her immense grief and led to a barren earth. Her sacred mysteries of Elias, Elsia, Elstis were among the most significant religious sites in ancient Greece. Well, if I could say that, it might help. She is the goddess of agriculture. Goddess of agriculture. Who knows who this is? This is Persephone's mother. This is the goddess who, when Persephone left, she turned the whole world to winter. Yeah, that's the whole story, right? This is Demeter. Demeter. She's also known as Ceres, Ceres, and Demeter. The return of her daughter Persephone from the underworld symbolizes spring and renewal. There you go. You learn something every day on Quick Bite History Live. Let's see if you get this one. He is often depicted wearing winged sandals and wide-brimmed hat. Where's a hat? That's not a logo for a famous flower company, I will tell you that. Known for his speed, he acts as the messenger of the gods. He guides souls to the underworld and is the protector of travelers. Pegasus is the horse. This is not the horse. Pegasus is the horse. Correct, John. That is correct. And he has another name. He has a more Greekish name. He's also associated with commerce, trickery, and thieves. He is one of the most versatile and cunning Olympian gods. Very versatile. If I remember his other name, Mercury is correct. It is Hermes. Hermes. So familiar? Hermes invented the lyre, that musical thing. Play, I don't know what it looks like. Using a tortoise shell, which later was gifted to Apollo. There you go. Number 12. Now everybody should know this guy. I don't know if we do. He is the only Olympian with a mortal mother. Huh. He's known for his wild festivities and processions of satyrs and maidens. He is associated with wine, theater, and chaos. He's a great guy. Often depicted holding a thyrsus, which is a staff topped with a pine cone. He's often holding the staff with a pine cone. He is the god of wine, revelry, and ecstasy. That is correct. That is correct. Rhombus has it. Rhombus has it, and he has a more Greek name also, but Bacchus is indeed correct. And he's also called, that's correct, you got it. Dionysus is correct. Very good. You did it. Dionysus. The ancient Greek theater festivals honored Dionysus, eventually led to the development of Western drama. There you go. All right. We're down to number 11. Now, I saw this answer up there earlier. Let's see if anybody's going to bring it back again. She is the twin sister of Apollo and a protector of young women. She's often associated with the moon. She is also a goddess of hunting and wilderness. She's known for her vow of chastity and her fierce independence. And it's also the name of, I guess, she's related to Wonder Woman. She is often depicted with a bow, arrows, and a deer. I don't know if she shot the deer, or if the deer's her pet, or she just carries around the dead deer. Not sure. She is the goddess of the hunt and the protector of wildlife. Well, she must have been protecting the deer then. She probably wasn't carrying around the dead deer. Does anybody remember who this is? Somebody had the answer up there before. This is Diana, also known as Diana, also known as not Athena. Not Athena. This is Artemis. Artemis. She's the huntress one. The temple of Artemis at Ephesus, something like that, was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. There you go. Number 10. Hopefully we're learning all these Greek gods. We're going to keep these guys straight in the future. This god embodies the chaos and brutality of war. He is often portrayed as impulsive and quick to anger. His romantic entanglement with Aphrodite is legendary. There he is. While unpopular with the gods, he was worshipped by warriors and soldiers. He is the god of war and bloodshed. Yeah, very good. Wow, you got the whole answer there, Robus. Although you did not spell Aries right, apparently. Apparently it's spelled differently than that. According to my robot. According to my robot, it's spelled A-R-E-S. Who? Well, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're wrong. Maybe you're right. Maybe they're wrong. But you are correct. It's Mars. It's Aries. Okay, number 9. And I saw this answer up there previously too. Remember all your previous answers. This goddess is both the queen of the gods and Zeus's wife. She's known for her jealousy. She often took revenge on Zeus's lovers and their offspring. Well, there were quite a few, right? Excuse me just a second. Often depicted with a peacock, her sacred animal. She plays a central role in myths involving Hercules and other heroes. Yeah, Rhombus has it. Correct. What's her other name? Yeah, Stuart's got it too. What's her other name? Anybody know? Hera's name means lady or mistress, emphasizing her role as a powerful female figure. But she also has a kind of like almost like a planet name or a month name. Planet or a month. Anybody remember? Hera, aka Juno. AKA Juno. Well, you guys knew that one. So you're like 2 for 2 with the last couple. You're on a roll. Now, we've mentioned this gal a couple times already. Her story explains the cycle of the seasons in Greek mythology. She is the daughter of Demeter, who we visited earlier, and was abducted by Hades. As the queen of the underworld, she spends part of the year with her mother and part with Hades. Who remembers the name? She is associated with pomegranates, which she ate in the underworld. Correct, Romus. You are correct. She does have a different name, but I've never heard it used before. So, good luck. But Persephone is correct. She is celebrated for her return from the underworld that symbolized rebirth and renewal of spring. Persephone is correct. And her other name is Proserpina. 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 Anyway, that's a little more than we need to know. I think you guys know this gentleman. This god is associated with music, poetry, and prophecy. He is often depicted with a lyre or however you say that thing, that musical instrument. That's the one on my poster for the show, symbolizing his role as the patron of the arts. He's also connected with the sun and healing. With the sun. He's associated with the sun. That's the key clue. He was considered the most handsome of the gods. There you go. He is the twin brother of Artemis and the god of harmony and balance. Who remembers who this is? The sun god. I think you know. Helios, good guess. Not the guy. I'm not sure who Helios was. Not sure about that. Unless that was another name for this guy. But he has a very common name. He's a big guy. He's way up there. Up on the god chart. Apollo. Apollo is the correct answer. The Oracle of Delphi, one of the most famous sites in ancient Greece, was dedicated to Apollo. All right, you know this gal. This goddess was born fully grown and armored from Zeus's head. She was born right out of his head. She is a protector of cities, particularly Athens. That's a good clue. Correct, Robert. Correct. She is the protector of cities, particularly Athens. Associated with the owl and the olive tree, both symbols of wisdom. She embodies strategy, intellect, and skill in warfare. She is the goddess of wisdom and war. The Parthenon on the Acropolis in Athens was built in her honor. Yeah, exactly. You know it would come up eventually. You knew it would. How about do you remember her other name? Athena has another fairly common, well-known name that you might know. Anybody know? Athena, aka Minerva. Minerva. There you go. Learn something every day. A quick bite into it. We're down to the top 5. It's gonna be mercifully over soon. We're down to the top 5. Known as the Earth Shaker, he controls earthquakes and storms. He's often depicted with a trident, his signature weapon. He is the brother of Zeus and of Hades. He rules over the seas. Correct. You got it. Very good. I don't know how to pronounce your name, though. I'm going to try to phonetically work it out here. But you're correct. He's associated with horses, which he is said to have created. He is the god of the sea and of waterways. Poseidon is correct. What's his other name? You guys know his other name for sure. Poseidon was a central figure in Greek myths about the Trojan War, including the creation of the Trojan horse. It is indeed Poseidon, also known as, aka, I think you guys know. Yes, very good. You got that one. Good job. Rhombus and Stewart both have that one, I think. Okay. Number 4. The leader of the Titans. He ruled during the Golden Age. He swallowed his children to prevent them from overthrowing him. One way to do it. One way to do it. Eventually defeated and overthrown by his son Zeus. Zeus got out of his mouth somehow. I don't know how he did it. He's often depicted holding a sickle, tools of harvest and rebellion. He represents the time before the Olympian gods. Yes, you know the answer. Very good, very good. You're all getting it correct. And he has another name too. He has another more common name too. You guys know what his common name is? Cronus is sometimes seen as the god of time, though his role was later associated with Chronos in mythology interpretation. This is indeed Cronus, Cronus, also known as, aka, how about Saturn? I didn't know that either. Also known as Saturn. There you go. Cool name. Top 3. This hero was nearly invincible, except for one vulnerable spot. He fought bravely in the Trojan War, as was detailed in the story The Iliad. Correct. Everybody knows this story. His wrath over the loss of Patroclus drove the Greek victory. Known for slaying Hector, the Trojan prince. His infamous heel is a term still used to describe vulnerability today. Yes. This is Brad Pitt. This is the Brad Pitt character, of course. Not a bad movie. It was, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. I don't know, was Brad Pitt believable as Achilles? I'm not sure. Achilles' armor was so magnificent that it became a prize fought over after his death. Achilles, of course. Achilles doesn't have another name. Unless you guys know him one, besides Brad Pitt. That's the only other name we know. Right. Achilles. Everybody knew Achilles. Number 2. This is the king of the gods, the ruler of Mount Olympus. He's often depicted holding thunderbolts, which is his weapon of choice. It's a good weapon. Known for his numerous romantic escapades, ladies' man, resulting in many offspring. He upholds justice and maintains order among the gods and mortals. Yes. What's his other name? Zeus is correct. What's his other name? AKA. Did Russell Crowe play Zeus? I'm not familiar. Who remembers his planet name? Zeus's eagle became a symbol of power and authority in ancient Greece and Rome. AKA Zeus, AKA planet Zeus. Okay, it's Jupiter, of course. Jupiter. Yes, Zeus is Jupiter. Oh, come on. Okay, number 1 with a bullet. Number 1 god in the books. This was a titan who defied Zeus by gifting fire to humanity. This is why the robot picked it as number 1, because it was nice to humans. He symbolizes human progress and ingenuity. He was punished by Zeus. This was a mean punishment. He was chained to a rock where an eagle ate his liver daily. You know, you had to, it's like Groundhog's Day. You had to wake up the next day and get your liver eaten by an eagle all over again. Not good. Correct. Correct, Rob. Correct you are. And you may be correct in Russian. I don't know for sure. You might be in Cyrillic. I'm not a good reader of Cyrillic. I could sound it out if I had some time. I feel like I'm under too much pressure. He is the champion of humanity in Greek mythology. Prometheus, he doesn't have another name, is often seen as a symbol of rebellion against tyranny, inspiring countless works of literature and art. Countless works. Looks like a stud. All right, we came to the end. We did it. I bet you guys are happy about that. What you won't be happy about is me going to my architectural background with the next category. All right, so anyway, third round is going to be top 20 greatest structures of the Roman Empire. So not just in Rome, but all over the empire. So here we go. Let me load up that next one. Do I look like my intro? Anyway, you know the rules. Robots game, you guess. I give them clues. Top 20 greatest structures of the Roman Empire. Here we go. So some of these we've done before. This structure is located in modern-day France. It was part of an advanced water system. It features 3 tiers of towering arches, making it a remarkable engineering feat. It transported water to the city of Nimes, or Nimes, if you prefer, supplying fountains, baths, and homes. It stands over 48 meters high. It is an aqueduct, and it is the aqueduct of Nimes, but it has another name that is more well known. It is an aqueduct that symbolizes Roman innovation and architecture. It is the Blanc de Blanc. Blanc de Blanc. It is the Blanc de Blanc. If I give you the year, will it help? 50 CE. Does that help? No. Does it help? Nobody knows. Nobody knows what the official name of this is? Oh, you do. Stuart has it. Sorry. I missed your answer there, Stuart. Stuart has it. Pont de Garde is correct. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Did you know that? All right, we're down to number 19. This structure was built to commemorate a significant military victory. It incorporates reliefs and decorative elements from earlier monuments. It is located near the Colosseum. If you've been there, it stands as a symbol of imperial authority. It commemorates Constantine's victory at the Battle of Milvian Bridge. Milvian Bridge. It is indeed an arch or an arch. Which one is it? I kind of gave all the clues. It commemorates Constantine's victory at the battle. So what arch is it? 315 CE. Triumph Arch. Well, I guess you could infer that from my clue. Correct. But that's incorrect. This is the Arch of Constantine. The Arch of Constantine is the largest triumphal arch in Rome and one of the last great monuments of Imperial Rome. There you go. Oh, 315 CE. It was one of the last things they built. Number 18. Often considered the world's first shopping mall. Well, that's important. It was a bustling commercial hub. This multi-level complex housed offices, shops, and public spaces, just like today. It was constructed under Emperor Trajan and designed by his architect, Apollodorus of Damascus. I guess he was quite the stud, Apollodorus of Damascus. No, I don't see the right answer yet. Its semicircular design maximized space and natural light. It remains a stunning example of Roman urban planning. Yes, it does. This is, remember the emperor I said built this? Emperor Trajan. Trying to help you. Good get. Hey, Rob, hang on to that answer. And you know the Colosseum will come up eventually. This is Trajan's Market. So learn something on Quick Bite History. Trajan's Market included over 150 shops and offices, demonstrating the sophistication of Roman commerce. Yeah, there you go. The shopping mall. Number 17. This structure served as both a retirement residence and a military fortress, I guess later. It is located in modern-day Split, Croatia. It forms the historical core of the city. So the Romans built this in Croatia. The palace was designed for Emperor Diocletian. Its architecture blends Roman grandeur and practical fortifications. It was the luxurious retreat of Emperor Diocletian. So it was Diocletian's wife. Try to help you. Diocletian's wife. Oh, trying to lead you. It's like trying to lead a horse to water, right? It's not easy. Diocletian's Palace. Diocletian's Palace. Parts of Diocletian's Palace are still inhabited today, making it one of the few living monuments to the Roman Empire. There you go. Diocletian's Playhouse. Yes, exactly. Number 16. Now, this is one of the favorite type of structures of the robots today. This aqueduct was one of the main water suppliers to ancient Rome. So this was one of the big aqueducts that fed Rome. Its arches stretched for miles, exemplifying Roman hydraulic engineering. It took over 14 years to construct and was completed under Emperor Claudius. There's a clue. It transported fresh water from distant sources to the heart of the empire. It is one of the most impressive Roman aqueducts. Which aqueduct is it? I'm an aqueduct. What's my name? Yeah, I think you might have had to have been there. It's a big one. How long was it? Did I say? I said it went on for miles, right? Stretched for miles. The Aqua of Marcia. Good guess. Good guess. Wrong, but good guess. Marcia's great guess. It's another lady's name. Aqua Claudia, or for Claudius. Aqua Aqua Claudia is what they call it. There you go. Aqua Claudia supplied water to several of Rome's most famous fountains and baths. Pretty important. All right, let's change types of structure. This structure is located in modern-day France and remains incredibly well preserved. Its massive stage wall, over 100 feet tall, still stands today. It was designed for public performances, including plays and music. The acoustics of this Roman theater are exceptional, even by modern-day standards. It is a Roman theater that continues to host events today. Anybody have any idea what the name of this place is? A little bit obscure, I guess. These are hard, huh? Sorry. Not. Sorry, not. Anybody have a guess as to what this is called? First century CE, AD. So first century AD. It is an amphitheater, of course. It is a theater because it has that wall behind it, right? So they can have actors and things come out of the wall. Yeah. Theater of Orange. Orange, as they say in France. Theater of Orange. Trump would like it. It's the UNESCO site as well. There you go. All right, now I bet you get this one. This structure marked the northernmost boundary of the Roman Empire. It stretches 73 miles across northern England. It was built to protect Roman territories from northern tribes. It includes forts and watchtowers. I think you have it, Stuart. However, you don't quite have the name correct. This is not related to the Rocky movie. No, Rhombus made the same mistake. There you go. Rob's got it. This is not related to the Rocky movie. This is a different thing. That's correct. Hadrian's Wall is correct. Very good. Let's see. Hadrian's Wall is a popular tourist attraction and was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987. Pretty cool. I would like to visit this. I need to go see this. I would like to see this. I'm going to make a tour of all these Roman Empire famous structures on Quick Bite History Live. Number 13. This all jumps around, so stay with me. These public baths were among the largest and most elaborate in ancient Rome. They included pools, saunas, libraries, and gardens for leisure and relaxation. Have you heard about the public baths? Quite the places. Better than the modern day gym, but similar. A lot of dating going on. They could accommodate over 1,500 people. Built under Emperor Caracalla. They displayed Rome's advanced plumbing systems. I gave you the clue. They are an iconic example of Roman public bathhouses. The baths of blank inspired modern spa architecture and remain a model of luxury. And I think that's really true. A lot of spas and stuff patterned themselves after this place. Built in 212 AD, 2nd century. The Bath of Bath. Incorrect. This is one of the biggest and baddest ones. It was the Baths of Caracalla. Baths of Caracalla. There you go. Learn something every day. Number 12. Now this looks cool too. I want to visit this place too, except this is in a harder place to visit. This ancient city is located in modern-day Libya and was a major Roman hub. It includes a well-preserved theater, forum, and arch dedicated to the emperor, Severus. It was one of the wealthiest cities in the Roman Empire, thanks to trade. Its ruins showcase the fusion of Rome and North African architecture. Anybody know where this place is? It's the name of we're looking for the city, I believe, is what we're looking for. It's an archaeological site that highlights the empire's reach. It's in Libya, war zone. That would be a cool place to visit, though. Everybody check that out. That is cool. This is the Leptis Magna, 2nd century CE. Leptis Magna is often called the Rome of Africa due to its grandeur and its importance. There you go. Leptis Magna. There you go. Number 11. Now, this one's actually related to one of our Greek gods that we visited earlier. This temple is located in Baalbek, Lebanon. And I think we featured it last week. It's remarkably well preserved. It was dedicated to the god of wine, revelry, and fertility. There you go. The temple features intricate carvings and massive Corinthian columns. You guys all know your Doric and your Ionic and your Corinthian. We'll go over that sometime in the future. We'll do a whole show on that. We'll go. You have to guess which one of the three, and we'll show about pictures of different places. It is part of the Baalbek Temple complex. Yeah, well, so you guys know what this is. This is the Temple of Bacchus. Yes, Rhombus actually had the exact correct answer. It is the Temple of Bacchus in Baalbek, Lebanon. It's larger than the Parthenon in Athens. Did you know that? And it's one of the best preserved Roman temples. There you go. That'd be a great place to visit too. Another not so great town to visit though. Seems like a bad time to go. Don't know. Okay. Oh, another arch. This triumphal arch stands at the entrance to the Roman Forum. It commemorates Emperor Titus's victory in the siege of Jerusalem. The detailed reliefs depict the spoils taken from the Jewish temple, including the menorah. It became a model for later arches, including the Arc de Triomphe. It is the symbol of Roman military triumph and architectural grandeur. And I gave you the answer. It is the Arch of... It commemorates Emperor somebody's victory in the siege of Jerusalem. And I told you. But you don't remember. You don't listen to anything I say. I know. It's best. This is the Arch of Titus. Arch of Titus. 81 CE. Way back. The Arch of Titus is one of the earliest examples of the use of spandrel reliefs in Roman architecture. Spandrel reliefs. There you go. Spandrel's like a beam, kind of like. And of course, relief, we all know what a relief is. It's like a carving in there. There you go. Except it's put into the concrete, so they don't have to carve it. All right, this is a little more generic here, a little more general. This site was the heart of public and political life in ancient Rome. It hosted important structures like the Temple of Saturn and Curia. It was a venue for public speeches, triumphal processions, and elections. So this is where, like, Remember the movie Cleopatra? Where Cleopatra comes in, they're all carrying her on the fancy, whatever you call those things. Cleopatra comes in, Elizabeth Taylor. This is where Elizabeth Taylor did the parade. The ruins still give a sense of grandeur of ancient Rome. It was the center of political, religious, and social activity in Rome. And it's where Elizabeth Taylor came in. It is not the Circus Maximus. Hang on to that. This is, of course, the Roman Forum. Roman Forum. The Forum served as the model for public spaces in cities across the Roman Empire. This is the model right here. Elizabeth Taylor. There you go. All right. Okay, Rhombus. You were intuitive. This massive stadium was used primarily for chariot races. It could accommodate over 150,000 spectators, making it the largest Roman venue. It was also used for public games and celebrations such as triumphal processions. It was located in a valley between the Aventine and the Palatine hills in Rome. Yes, it is the above answer. Is correct. It is one of the most famous and largest stadiums in ancient history. And it is, of course, the Circus Maximus. Yeah. Circus Maximus, 6th century BC, and was later expanded. So they kept adding on. Circus Maximus remains a public park today, where its outline can still be seen. Interesting. There it is, Circus Maximus. That'd be fun. That'd be a party. Yes. All right, we're down to number 7. All right, now this one's a little weird. So this is like a ruin that's inside of a museum. This altar was commissioned by Emperor Augustus to celebrate peace and prosperity. Its intricate carved reliefs, now that's really the key to this one, depicted religious and mythological scenes. The altar symbolizes the beginning of Pax Romana. Sounds familiar, right? Pax Romana, a 200-year period of stability. It was dedicated to the Roman goddess of peace, Pax. It is one of the finest examples of Roman relief sculpture. Anybody have any clue? Anybody have any clue on this one? I bet you don't. I'd bet against it. Probably win a bet. This is the Ara Pacis. P-A-C-I-S. Ara Pacis. 13 BCE. So a long time ago. The Ara Pacis was reconstructed in a modern pavilion in Rome. That's where this is. It was designed by the architect Richard Myers. Oh, so this reconstruction was designed by a famous modern architect. There you go. All right. I bet you know this place. This structure is one of the best preserved buildings of ancient Rome. Its dome remains one of the largest unreinforced concrete domes in the world. In fact, the largest. The central oculus at the dome's peak provides natural light. It was originally built as a temple to all the gods, and it was later converted into a Christian church. You are very close. You have the Greek temple. It is in Athens, but it almost sounds the same. There you go. You have it correct, Mr. Cyrillic. Has it correct. It is the Pantheon. Pantheon 126 AD. The Pantheon's dome inspired countless structures, including the U.S. Capitol building. Did you know that? So Jefferson, wasn't it Jefferson? I think it was Jefferson. Patterned it after the Pantheon. There it is. I'd love to see this. I'd love to see that. I need to see that. We're down to the top 5. All right. I think you know this one. This sprawling complex served as a retreat for Emperor blank. The emperor that also had a wall in Britain. It incorporates architectural elements inspired by blank's travels across the empire. The villa included baths, theaters, gardens, and a maritime theater. I don't know what that is exactly, maritime theater. Do they have boats and stuff in there? It is located in Tivoli, near Rome. It is considered one of the most complex and innovative Roman architectural projects that there is. Now, does anybody know what this is? Anybody have any idea what this is? Anybody know? No. This is the Hadrian's Villa. Hadrian's Villa, of course. The guy with the wall. Villa Adriana, or Hadrian's Villa. 120 AD. There you go. Hadrian's Villa. It was inspired by Egyptian architecture. That's cool. Okay, we're down to the top 4. This 98-foot tall column commemorates Emperor blank's victory in the Dacian Wars. This spiral frieze features detailed carvings of over 2,600 figures. Yeah, so all over that column is all these carved reliefs. The column originally supported a statue of Trajan, later replaced by one of St. Peter. It stands in Trajan's Forum in Rome. I think we know who it is. It provides one of the most detailed visual records of Roman military campaigns. This is blank's column. This is blank's column. 113 CE. Blank's column was the first of its kind and inspired numerous commemorative columns later in history. This is the first one. It was Trajan's column. Trajan's column. There you go. We danced all around that. Trajan's column. Top 3. Something tells me you know this one. This iconic amphitheater is one of the most famous landmarks of ancient Rome. It hosted gladiatorial games, animal hunts, and public spectacles. It could hold up to 50,000 spectators with an innovative tiered seating system. Correct. Walnuts and bestiality. That's a name. Yes, indeed. It is designed with an advanced system of elevators and trapdoors. It is a symbol of Rome's grandeur and ingenuity. But what was its original name? What was its original name? It wasn't called the Colosseum initially. That name came later. Who knows the original name? It's one of the new 7 wonders of the world, incidentally. I don't know if you knew that. Does anybody remember the original name? It's actually the name of the guy that paid for it. Yes. And, well, this was called the Flavian. That sound familiar? Flavian Amphitheater. That was the developer's name. Okay, we're down to the top two. And these top two, the robots decided to make them very generic, but they are probably the most important structures of ancient Rome. Most important. This vast network stretched across the empire, connecting cities and provinces. The phrase "all roads lead to Rome" originated from this transportation system. The phrase these roads revolutionized trade, military movement, and communication. All roads lead to Rome, correct. This is again, I'm looking for a very generic answer. Many were built with layers of stone, gravel, and sand for durability. They are one of the greatest infrastructure achievements of the ancient world. The answer we were just looking for, or that the robots decided was a cool answer, is the Roman roads. The Roman roads. And we give a wide date, 500 BC to 500 CE, 1,000 years of Roman road. Some Roman roads are still used today. You believe that? Some roads are still used today. There you go. And our second generic structure, these structures provided clean water to cities and towns across the empire. The Aqua Appia was the first of these systems built in 312 BCE. Their arches are iconic symbols of Roman engineering. They supplied water to baths, fountains, households, supporting large populations. Yes, very good. You guys hung in there, and the questions got easier. Hang in there long enough, they get easy. We want you to finish off feeling good about yourself. They are among the most impressive feats of ancient Roman engineering. The aqueducts technology was so advanced that some systems operated for more than 1,000 years. That's pretty advanced. Very cool. Aqueducts is correct. Very good. Very good. Well, that brings us to the end of our regular programming. You guys didn't do too bad with the Roman structures. I thought you did pretty good. So, it's a little harder to depict the structures than it is the people. People are much easier to draw. The buildings are harder. But we'll do it anyway because architecture is one of my specialties. All right, so this is the time in the evening when we say that's the regular programming is complete. However, for the hardcore, we do have a bonus round available. However, I do need 2 thumbs up to do the bonus round. I will not proceed without thumbs up. The bonus round is most influential monarchs, world monarchs in history. We did British monarchs last week or the week before. Okay, there's my 2 thumbs up. I'm forced to proceed. We're going to be counting down the 20 most influential world monarchs in history. So let me do that. Let's not let any grass grow. Well, I certainly hope by now that you know the rules. Robots do some painting, you do some guessing, I give some clues. Makes a lot of sense. Here we go. First one's kind of hard, though. I ruled an empire based in the city of Palmyra. I led a rebellion against the Roman Empire. and I briefly conquered Egypt. My name means life of Zeus. I was known for my intelligence, strategic mind, and ambition. Cleopatra is not correct in this case. Often, Cleopatra is the correct answer. I was ultimately defeated and captured by Emperor Aurelian. Anyway, city of Palmyra is probably the key clue here. Her empire was based in the city of Palmyra. She briefly conquered Egypt, and her name means life of Zeus. And she's known for her intelligence, strategic mind, and she's pretty good looking. This is Zenobia, Queen Zenobia. There you go. All right, I think you know this guy. This gentleman was crowned on Christmas Day in the year 800. His name means Charles the Great. But that's not the answer we're looking for. He united much of the Western Europe. Oh, I'm sorry, Madao. I didn't see you got the last one. We have to give you credit. Good answer. My reign is known for revival in learning culture. Revival, huh? I am called the father of Europe. Who's the father? 800. Yeah, Rhombus. Everybody knows this guy. 800. Charles the Great. Father of Europe. Charlemagne. Not the Charlemagne that does the morning show podcast. Not that Charlemagne. Charlemagne's leadership fostered the foundation of modern Europe and inspired the concept of a unified continent. There you go. Now, making her first return to Quick Bite History in quite a while, I am the only woman in Chinese history to rule as emperor. Only woman emperor. I promoted Buddhism as the state religion during my rule. I established the Zhou dynasty for a brief period. My reform strengthened the civil service exam system. Now that's interesting in China, right? For centuries, they did this civil service exam thing. It was real critical. I ruled during the Tang dynasty and broke many conventions of my time. Anybody remember who this is? This is not Mulan. I like that answer. That was a good answer. Now, for you guys that have been doing this game a little bit, she's only been on like 10 times. You didn't know how little went in one brain and out the other brain, right? It all just goes straight through. Yeah, very good, Madao. You're on a roll, man. Wu Zetian. Empress Wu Zetian is correct. Shaped Chinese politics. Remains a powerful symbol. There you go. All right, let's see if you can get this guy. This gentleman ruled the city of Babylon in Mesopotamia. Let's go to the first person. I am known for a code of laws carved into stone. My code is one of the oldest surviving written laws. An eye for an eye comes from my code. My laws covered everything from marriage to trade. Babylon, Mesopotamia, not Moses, not Nebuchadnezzar. Anybody remember who this is? It's actually known. Yeah, Madao. Good. Good job. King Hammurabi. Hammurabi is correct. Hammurabi's code helped shape early governance and justice systems, influencing legal traditions worldwide. Hammurabi is correct. Very good. Very good. Down to number 16. Making her 12th appearance, I was an empress who expanded my country's borders significantly. I corresponded with famous Enlightenment thinkers. Mr. Voltaire comes to mind. I took power after my husband's mysterious death. Yes, yes indeed. My reign helped modernize Russia. Yeah, very good. You got it. Did kind of look like Sean Connery, that last one. Hammurabi, right? My reign helped modernize Russia. I am known as the longest ruling female leader of Russia. Yes, you guys got it. This is Catherine the Great, whose husband mysteriously died. Catherine the Great's rule brought major reforms that helped turn Russia into a European power. There she is, Catherine the Great. Carried on with Voltaire. Very good. I've been to the palace. Very nice. Peter's. I've been to Peter's palace. Very cool. Okay, let's change. Let's go across the world. I ruled the Maurya Empire in ancient India. I'm sure I'm not saying that right. Maurya Empire in ancient India. My empire was vast, stretching across most of Indian subcontinent. I converted to Buddhism after a particularly bloody war. My edicts promoted nonviolence and compassion. I am often symbolized by a pillar or a wheel in India. So I guess if we were Indian, we would know this. This is a big guy. I've heard his name come up in history in India a lot of times. I don't have the date for you, unfortunately, but it's a long time ago. This is King Ashoka. King Ashoka. Ashoka's embrace of Buddhism influenced his rule and spread Buddhist principles across Asia. King Ashoka. Is that familiar? No? Too bad. Number 14. Oh, you guys will know this little lady. She's known as the Virgin Queen. The reign is often called the Golden Age for English drama. She navigated religious tension between Catholics and Protestants. Navigated is one word for it, right? She burned all the Protestants or something, right? She's the one who defeated the Spanish Armada. 1588. Correct. Yeah, Stuart, you got it first. Correct. Correct. This is Queen Elizabeth I. Her era inspired the works of Shakespeare. Queen Elizabeth I's reign marked a high point in English culture, establishing England as a major power. Yeah, that defeated the Spanish Armada. That was something. So Francis Drake later. Was he later? He was a little later, I guess. Yeah. Queen Elizabeth I. There she is. Virgin Queen. I doubt if she was a virgin. like that. Number 13, kind of the same era. I ruled for over 70 years one of the largest reigns in Europe. I centralized power and weakened the nobility's influence. My palace at Versailles set new standards for opulence. I was also called the Sun King. The Sun King. Who was the Sun King? You remember? I famously declared, L'État c'est moi. I don't think I said that right. Which means I am the state. I am the state. Sounds familiar around here lately. Correct. The 14th is correct. The 14th is correct. Was there a 16th? I don't even know if there was a 16th. Was there a 16th? This is Louis XIV. His reign shaped France's identity as a cultural and political powerhouse. And he is the state. There you go. Yeah, 14. Number 12. This might be a little harder again. Goes back in time a bit. She was born into a humble background and rose to power. She ruled alongside her husband, Justinian I. She advocated for women's rights, social reform, way back in the day. She helped save her husband's reign during something called the Nika riots. That sound familiar at all? Nika riot. She is one of the most influential women in Byzantine history. Yeah, you got it, madame. Correct. Correct you are. This is Empress Theodora. Theodora's role in Byzantine history showcased her intelligence, bravery, and compassion. I don't know if are there rumors that she knocked off Justinian too, or she just happened to be there when something else happened to it. I don't know. Don't know. Just a rumor. Just a rumor. Number 11. I think you'll know this guy. I am often depicted with scales or a sword because of my wisdom. My wealth was known far and wide. I ruled during Israel's golden age of peace. I built a famous temple in Jerusalem. I am known for my wisdom, as in the story of the two mothers. Yes, correct. Yes, he was very wise to not cut the baby in two. That would have been less wise. That certainly would have been less wise. Correct. This is King Solomon. Solomon's reign is legendary, often representing wisdom, peace, and prosperity. What a guy! He did not chop the baby into two pieces. So, you know, he's got that going for him. Wise man. A very wise man. Next up. I ruled as the last pharaoh of Egypt. It's that time of the evening. I was fluent in multiple languages, unusual for my dynasty. My alliances with Roman leaders were controversial. I had a son with Julius Caesar and a famous romance with Mark Antony. I like doing Cleopatra first person. I met a tragic end by suicide after a Roman defeat. That Octavian, that darn Octavian. Correct. Everybody's got it. We knew she had to show up sooner or later. It's been a few weeks. Miss Cleopatra. Cleopatra which number? Cleopatra's political maneuvering and romances remain legendary, symbolizing power and allure. Ptolemaic, we don't want to say the P. Ptolemaic. Next up, I think you know this guy. Oh, what he's wearing is more well-known hat tonight. I am known for breaking away from the Catholic Church. I had 6 wives, 2 of whom were executed. Chop, chop. I established the Church of England. I changed England's religious landscape permanently. My reign and personal life became infamous in history. Yes, of course. And he's wearing his more commonly known hat tonight. Makes it a little easier. Yes. What do you call that hat? Anybody know what's the name of that hat? Anybody know? I don't know. Henry VIII's actions reshaped England's religious structure and left a lasting impact. His wife thought it left a lasting impact too. Chop chop. There he is, Henry VIII. Very good. He was number 9 on the list. We're down to number 8. There he is. Nice shot. Okay, here we go. First person. My reign is often associated with duty and decorum. See if I can get prim and proper enough. I was the figurehead of a vast empire at its peak. Who was the figurehead of a vast empire at its peak? The Industrial Revolution unfolded under my rule. And one of the longest reigning British monarchs. The era of my reign is named after me. Yes, despite my clue giving, you still got it. Very good. It is, of course, Queen Victoria for the Victorian era. Queen Victoria's reign saw an unprecedented expansion of British Empire and societal change. Yes, the Industrial Revolution. Kind of a complimentary picture of it. I think the robots missed it. I think the ChatGPT got somebody else. It's the woke version. I guess that looks okay. Number 7. Going back in time a bit again, I founded one of the first large empires in history. There you go. I was known for my tolerance toward different cultures. I have heard this about this gentleman. I allowed exiled peoples, including the Jews, to return home. My legacy includes a cylinder considered an early charter of human rights. The cylinder. I guess the cylinders had writing around them so that they were cool. I founded the Archimedes empire in Persia. This is the Persian guy. No, David's me. This is not David. I'm David. This is somebody else. This is the Persian guy. And he's got a name, the Great, at the end. This is King Cyrus the Great. King Cyrus the Great's policies of tolerance and respect made him a revered figure in ancient history. Learn something every day on Quick Bite History Live. We're down to number 6. I united my country through marriage and diplomacy. I funded a voyage that changed the world. My reign began Spain's golden age. I and my husband implemented the Spanish Inquisition. It's a little thing they did in the free time. Yes, correct. You have it. Not the best spelling, but you do have it. I sponsored Christopher Columbus. This is the lady who sponsored Christopher Columbus. Jojo, what's up? Rob's got it. He's got it spelled correctly. Maddow had it, but spelled incorrectly. And Stuart has the first part. That's very good. The team effort. It's all about the team around here. Queen Isabella I, her policies shaped Spain's future as a global power with a lasting legacy. We're down to the top 5, the final 5 of the evening. Making his 15th appearance on Quick Bite History Live, I unified the Mongol tribes under my leadership. My empire stretched across Eurasia, largest contiguous empire in history. My military tactics were ruthless and highly effective. The TV ratings of my inaugural were the top in the world. I facilitated trade across the Silk Road. Yes, everybody knows. I'm just going on and on. I am one of history's most feared conquerors. And of course, I am Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan's empire profoundly influenced trade, culture, and politics across Asia and Europe. There he is, Genghis. Genghis shows up in quite a few of our categories, doesn't he? Not just in the monarchs of the world. He's in the conquerors. He's in the bad tyrants. He's in everything. All right, this one might be a little harder. I ruled as one of the few female pharaohs of Egypt. I focused on trade and building projects rather than conquest. My temple at Deir el-Bahari is one of Egypt's architectural marvels. I would like to see this. I would like to go visit this place. Temple at Deir el-Bahari. I often dressed in male regalia to assert my authority. My reign was a time of prosperity and peace in Egypt. It's not Nefertiti, although you might want to hang on to that answer. It's the other one. It's the one that's more fun to say. Yes, Madao. This is Queen Hatshepsut. 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 Queen Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut peaceful rule and achievements in architecture. Well, I like her. Left a lasting legacy. Number 3. Also making his 12th appearance, I created one of the largest empires by the time I was 30. I spread Greek culture far and wide, as far as India. I named numerous cities after myself. Why not? My teacher was the philosopher Aristotle. Correct, everybody knows. My teacher was the philosopher. I am remembered as one of history's greatest military commanders. Never lost a battle. Alexander's conquests spread Greek culture and led to the Hellenistic Age, deeply impacting history. So yeah, he was really important because that's why we talk about Greek culture so much. King Alexander the Great. Didn't know he was known as king, did you? Just thought he was the Great. All right, we're down to the top 2. Top 2, they're both Egyptian. There's a clue. Both Egyptian. Number 2. I was an influential queen alongside Pharaoh Akhenaten. So this is the lady that was alongside Akhenaten. I think I might have seen her name mentioned a time or 2. I played a significant role in Egypt's religious shift. My famous bust, not this bust, not that bust, is one of the most recognized ancient artifacts. You know, a bust. I worship the sun god Aten. Yeah, there you go. Now it's Nefertiti time. We know it counts. I am often remembered as one of history's most beautiful women. Hate. Nefertiti's beauty and her role in religious reform remain iconic in ancient Egyptian history. And her bust is famous. All right, you guys mostly all did, I think. Let's see if you can get the last one. Another Egyptian, gentlemen. Number 1 on our list. I ruled Egypt for over 6 decades. My reign saw extensive building projects, including Abu Simbel. Abu Simbel. I signed one of the earliest known peace treaties. My military campaigns expanded Egypt's influence. This is not King Tut. This is a big guy. King Tut was like a minor pharaoh. He just ended up with a good tomb for people to discover. This is not Imhotep. Imhotep was a good architect, though. I like the answer. This gentleman is also known as the Great, but we won't use his great name. We're going to use his number. This is King Blank the Second. King. Oh, there you go. You got it. You guys all have it. Good job, Stuart. Good job, Rob. This is Ramses. Can't you tell? Looks just like him, right? King Ramses II, otherwise known as Ramses the Great. Ramses II's reign marked a golden age of power and monumental achievements in Egyptian history. There you go. All right. We made it. We made it. I know the signal was a little slow tonight. Nothing I can do. A little cloud cover happens whenever there's clouds. I need a landline. can you guys call my cable company and tell them to get me high-speed internet, please? Anyway, hopefully you guys had a good time. Thank you very much for hanging out with me tonight. I always appreciate it. Always appreciate it. I don't know. Let's see. What should we chat about? Format for the show. Do you like having just straight through games like we do? Let's see. What are some more questions? Would you prefer rounds that only had 10 items and then we switch to another topic? That's one good question. Or do you like 20 item categories before we move on? It takes about a half an hour to go through 20. If we'd only take 15 minutes if we only went through 10 and we could change to more categories. Or do you like it the way it is? Your choice. Let me know. Let's see. Do you like going straight through with the game the way it is, or would you prefer to have like me throw in a couple other different kind of games, like true false quiz, or something like that? I could throw that in for the second round if you would prefer. We could chat about news stories. We could whatever. Oh, we could make this a drinking game. I like that. I like that idea. I like that idea. I like that idea. I had stopped drinking much alcohol because it was bothering my sinuses. But I think that might be gone now. My allergies have gotten a lot better. So, shots might be a good idea. Maybe I should try to create some ones where I'm actually tricking you guys, trying to get you to say the wrong answer. Movies about history. You bet. Well, I do. I do movies about history. Oh, you want that to be a category? Yeah. Yeah, I do those. We'll have a category of history oriented movies. We'll do that. That sounds good. I like that one. What else you got? You got other categories for me? And nobody ever answered whether you like the 20 item rounds, or would you prefer faster rounds, faster moving, 10 item rounds, and then change topics, or do you like it the way it is? Gladiator 2 is good, Rob. I loved it. It was good. And the CGI's gotten so good that they were able to show like what ancient Rome kind of looked like more than they usually do. Usually they kind of have to work around it, right? But it was just part of the movie. It was cool. I loved it. I loved it. Denzel's going to get an Academy Award for that. Denzel. Are you guys drinking? Are you guys drinking while you're playing? I advise that. You can tolerate me a little better. They didn't make flat tops in ancient Rome. I don't know what's that a reference to. Is that was a line in a show? I'm not sure. Oh, okay. Is that wine or is that a cocktail? I can't tell. Or is that beer? All are acceptable. I kind of got away from drinking beer, although, get together with the boys, I'll drink some beer. Never know. Never know. I got to really like the margaritas there for a little while. Love me some margaritas. We actually lived in California's wine country for a few years. And so we kind of got into the local culture and drank a little wine, went to some wineries. That was fun. was a fun time. So that was great. Cuisine trivia. Okay, let's do a cuisine. We did fast food. Is that not cuisine? Did you miss the fast food, Rob? I'll be posting the fast food on my channel pretty soon, so watch for that. That's cuisine, right? That- yeah, I actually lived in Sonoma rather than Napa, but I frequented wineries both in Sonoma and Napa. I was up there during those fires they had. Bad news. But anyway, yeah, Sonoma actually. I lived right almost like 2 blocks from the square in Sonoma, which is really a fun place to hang out. Excellent margaritas. And in addition to wine. Yes. Yeah. Yes, American cuisine. And the game played like that. We had to name all the fast food franchises in America. Yes. It was kind of fun, right? It wasn't that bad. You guys thought it was going to be horrible, and it turned out to not be that. Did you work in Napa? Very cool. We took the when we had friends visit, we took the wine trolley a few times. We did not take the wine train, but people do take the wine train there. It's kind of fun. I don't know. It's gotten a little bit snooty over there in Napa, especially if you live in Sonoma. You always say that Napa's gotten too snooty. We keep ourselves over in Sonoma. I worked in Santa Rosa, so I used to drive the Sonoma Valley every day to and from work. Hot air balloon ride. That sounds fun. That sounds fun. Yes, I'm sure the fast food was difficult if you were not American. You guys you guys don't go through the drive-through a lot over there. A lot of them were, Southern United States centric too, which, that's where I live now. I have not always been from the South, but I do live here now, so I understand the food. Food is very central in this area. Central to life, for sure. Alright, guys. Well, enjoy hanging out. Anytime you guys have any comments on what you'd like to see on the show, make sure you send those my way. I've had a good time tonight. Hopefully, you guys have. And have a good week. Let's see, today's Sunday, so we're just starting a week. And we'll see you on Wednesday night, I guess. Where do I live now? I live in upstate South Carolina, which is, I'm really close to the border with both Georgia and North Carolina. I'm right in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, Appalachia. Right in the foothills, and we have quite a few lakes out this way, so it's kind of a lake culture. And I don't know, it's got a lot of history in this area. It's one of the original colonies, right, South Carolina. Um, and anyway, so I travel in and out of the Atlanta airport, so I'm familiar with northern Georgia and this area. All right, man. Take it easy, guys. Oh, hey, happy birthday, whoever that is. Glad you came in the room. Take it easy. Show's over. Sorry you missed it. It was great. Hey, watch the whole replay. Just when you go to bed tonight, just put the replay on. Let that run all night. Okay. All right, guys. Take it easy, man. I'm going to turn my trailer on and see you guys later.